What's up everyone, welcome to another YouTube video. I know I haven't posted that often anymore because apparently the competition is cancelled for the entire year. But there's other competitions going on, so there's one in July. But in the meantime I decided just to put a pause on that because I don't know what direction I'm gonna go again. I do want to participate, but I just want to make sure I go prepared. Not that I was not. It's just mentally I was focused. Day 100, day 90, day 65, day 37, 35, and then boom! I just realized the competition is not occurring anymore in Dallas on June 14th. So we are today on May 31st. It's already before midnight, a couple, maybe 20 something minutes. But anyway. What we're going to talk about today is about consistency, about things that not give a fuck sometimes because we worry about too much, Let me speak for myself, I used to I still to this day care about what people might say, It's just something, fucking a disease, I guess, that I have to get rid of it because, you're taught, I was taught by my parents by my family to respect everybody, be aware, and be mindful, not to bother the next person, because certain behavior might create discomfort of other people. Like if you go and talk on the camera and people see you and the people they seem like unusual about you, so you create that worriness that you be like, oh, I cannot do this, like for example, doing a TikTok in a grocery store. Well, it depends, you don't want to look like a clown, this is the worry I have, like I don't want to look like a clown, I don't want to look like a fucking stupid, but that's for myself, not what other people think. It's something mixed there, to be honest, but I don't know how the fuck to define this, because I hold myself a high standard, I respect myself, but respect is earned. I respect myself, I respect everybody. Respect is earned. What means that you don't expect respect, but there's a line between respect and disrespect, Outside in public, in America, rarely people will greet you like out of nowhere. There's people like in a really good mood, they want to spare some happiness, kindness, that's fine. But it's not like a daily basis, if I go walk into the grocery store, there's no people walking around. But if let's go to a shopping center, there's a bunch of people that are walking around doing shopping. That nobody's gonna greet you. People have their own, schedule. They have their own shit, But me, like other people, will worry about if I do a video. What if I film the other person? Because a lot of people they get so easily fucking offended. You know what I'm saying? They're very fucking sensitive in these days. Not only by just what you're saying, but also by your behavior, what's hilarious, that some people might be offended by just seeing you're better fit than them. It happens. That's envy. Jealousy. It's ingrained in our body, in our DNA, But with self-education, and when you see somebody doing better than you, don't envy, just trust yourself. Be confident that you can do that too. But that's also comparison, which is not good. You should, if you want to compare with your previous version. Let's say you want to be 1% better than yesterday in everything. Let's say in sales, you sell cars and you want to be better than yesterday. But we know that not fucking every day is going to be 1%. You have to set up a strategy, a structure. So you wake up every day and you be like, okay, I'm gonna work out, but you do that so often you don't have to think about it. It's like you go into the restroom every morning, you're gonna brush your teeth, you don't even think about it. That's the same thing when you go to the gym every day. You feel me? Do you understand me? Some people like, I don't even know, bro. Like I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm doing this content because that's the way I feel, and I would love to do this content, spread people to be confident, to believe in themselves, and excel at excellence lifestyle. Only one life we have, man. We're all gonna die, man. So we worry too much shit, In the end, we're like, what the fuck I worry so much? Remember in school, you worry about fucking grades, you know. So what if you want to fucking graduate the high school, bro? You know, it's that stigma, that fucking stereotype. You don't graduate high school, you're a fucking loser. I did graduate high school. I did went to college. I did went to college here in America. For what? Hey, you need some. You learn some skill sets. You know, you prove yourself that what you finish what you started, right? So I started being paralegal and I did that shit. You know, and I realized it's lame. You know, it's not for me. Not to disrespect people working for them. Everybody has their true purpose, their true vocation. People do what the fuck they want to do. Okay. I tried so many different jobs. I realized that I cannot be an employee for long term. This is me. We're not a communist, okay? We live in this beautiful country, capitalist, that rich can be fucking rich till they spread their wealth generation to generation. I don't want to think that much. This is exaggerated. This is greedy. This is okay. For those people that might want to reach excellent life in that manner. Look, man, I want to make sure I take care of my loved ones, my friends, but not to be stupid to throw money like embezzle, you know. Probably that's my path. I have to go through suffering. I have to earn what's valuable: respect, wealth, health, you know. And then once I get to the top, I will appreciate every dollar, every relationship, every achievement. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's good to not be satisfied, but in a healthy way. Don't kill yourself. Don't fucking destroy everything around you just to attain that goal, just to make the most sales in the business where you're at. I hate to say balance, but I would say attributes, you know, because let's say you're married. You want to take care of that person too because that person cares about you. And you have to be grateful, give something in return. You know, not just an exchange, it's just, I don't know how the fuck to say it. It's late and I don't want to put excuses. Sometimes my brain doesn't function fluently, you know. Because I'm thinking deep, you know, and some of you motherfuckers that just watching don't even give a like. Man, at least give me a feedback, man. At least, you know, I don't give a fuck if it's a hate, man. At least it makes the channel alive, I guess. I don't know. You know, some motherfuckers watching, they don't subscribe, they don't like. You know, I'm a small channel. I don't make fucking money. I'm doing this workout. You know, definitely there's always room for improvement, you know. But as long as there's intention, you know, and good purpose, you know, like find greatness. Be a fucking good human being, man. I don't want to involve religion, I don't want to involve politics. This is out there. This is too deep, you know, too like this, you know. There's many ways. It can be interpreted in a million ways, like the Bible. I don't want to go that route. I want to just strictly focus on what the fuck I'm doing here, you know, just documenting my journey for a great purpose, you know. Financial freedom, the bullshit that we've been watching on social media. I've been watching people that create wealth and lavish and shit like that, drive Lamborghini. Yeah, I don't want to fucking have a Lamborghini, but guess what? If I get the Lamborghini so easy, I'll get bored so quick. But if I earn it through sweat, through patience, through relentless work, you know, I know I sacrifice, and I truly, and when I finally achieve that, you know, I get the Lamborghini, materialistic shit, you know. In the end we die, we go with fucking nothing. We're born naked, we die with nothing. But I don't want to sound sad or pissed off. I just want to say the truth, man. You know, I like to be a truth teller, not just a motivational speaker, you know. I just want to say the fucking truth. Either you like it or not, you know. And I'm trying to be genuine, authentic, and sincere, and honest. You know, I understand that everybody have maybe a different self-belief. Well, you want to have a self-belief according to society? Well, good luck, and then you're a slave. You want to think out of the box? But you got to be cautious. Or people on the top, they don't like people that are open-minded, they're awake, or however fucking call it. Because they can sabotage you, you know, like, I don't want to give example. I don't want to use other names, you know, but it happened to publish this video on YouTube so you guys watching. I show my, you know, I like to share my experience. You know what I'm saying? And if I don't do this, I will never do this. You know what I'm saying? People made history. People wrote about those people that made history. I want to do this fucking video after video about my journey in fitness, looking healthy, looking fit, naturally physique, naturally achieve. Man, there's a lot of debates, a lot of arguments. I don't like to fucking argue. Point and blank. I'm not the type of person to argue. I want to see genuine intelligence, people that truly have experience and they learn something and that I love to learn from. I'm always in searching for learning. Alright, I'm gonna wrap it up. I don't like to make too long videos. I like to change the way, but you know, this is one angle, so you get bored after a while. You know, this life of attention span, whatever it's called, it's so fucking reducing these days, you know, because of this speed, technology, and a lot of nonsense shit going on the platforms. You know, at least watch something like that that tells the fucking authentic truth with no changing the truth, manipulate the truth, you know, shit like that, or commercial, like, hey, buy this, buy that. Look, if I will present the product, it's because I use it and it's useful. It's not like disposable and throw it. Unless it's something you use, you know, like, I don't know what the fuck, I'm not gonna mention any products, I don't make any money. I'm doing this pro bono, okay? Because I like them, man, I love you guys. I love to share this experience, and one day you get inspired and get the fuck out of the bed and do something about it. Alright? Peace out, have faith, stay relentless, consistent, man. Go to fucking gym every fucking day, man. No matter what. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 2 hours. However you can fit in the schedule. You have 24 hours. Alright? The rest is excuse. Alright. Buena noche.